Hey everyone, Smithy from Scripture Study with Smithy. Just a few predictions for 2026. I'm not an expert on anything. I just love the media, international relations, politics, all that stuff. So here's my predictions. One, we're not going to see a decrease in violence. If anything, we're going to see an increase. Why is that? Because it's the ungodliness, right? People are just turned away from God. They Violence is what they do. If they don't believe in God and don't have any moral values, don't have any value on life, then they're going to commit violence, and that includes terrorism. It's going to increase drug cartel crime. Even though Trump's trying to, blowing up these boats and arresting people and stuff like that, is still going to continue because there's powerful people behind it with a lot of money, a lot of resources, and they don't want to see their business disappear. So there's going to be a lot of violence and wars. Right? So Russia's not going to stop fighting in the Ukraine. China's threatening Taiwan. There's an axis of evil. George W. Bush mentioned this way back in the 90s, whatever it was, this axis of evil between Iraq, Iran, and North Korea. Well, guess what? Iran's still there. North Korea's still there. Russia and China are now there. We've got Afghanistan run by the Taliban again, which has got a breeding ground of terrorism. We've got the northern part of Pakistan, which is tribal. There's a breeding ground of terrorism. Like, you got, Syria's a basket case. There's violence all over the world. Africa, like, you name it. Trump, America just bombed Nigeria or whatever it was. It's Unless you put boots on the ground and you go through village to village and destroy them root and branch, totally destroy these groups, you are not going to stop the problem. And no government has the desire to do that. They don't want to see their own people die. They don't want to spend that kind of money. It doesn't look good to do that. But that's what needs to happen. So that's why it's never going to stop. 3, you're going to see a continuation or an increase in natural disasters. And it's nothing to do with climate change. It's just the tectonic plates are moving. It's going to be lots of earthquakes and tsunamis, that kind of thing, volcanoes. So that's out of our control. Those are just the plates moving, the magnetic, direction or whatever it is, compass of the earth is changing. So things happen like that. There's lots of news articles about Yellowstone National Park at the moment. There's scientists looking at things in New Zealand. There's the ones in Japan and off the coast of Russia and Japan. They had that massive earthquake. It was 8.7 last year. Like, we have to expect more of this type of stuff, and not live in fear. Like, we know it's going to happen. It's in the scriptures, right? But just be aware that these things are happening and that they're going to continue. And it says all these things are the beginning of sorrows, right? They're the beginning of sorrows. So there's going to be a lot of other things happening. There's going to be famines and pestilences, plagues. I don't know if it's all going to happen in 2026 at all, but there's people around the world that are starving, that in desperate need. So it's the signs of the times, right? That's all I can say. What else are we going to see in 2026? We're going to see a continuation of the corruption of governments, nations, people, and a total gaslighting and vilification of anyone who has any kind of morals, who like stands up to try and highlight these issues and prevent them from happening. These types of people become targets, and that's what we've been seeing, right? Anyone who tries to stand up against the system is a target. Oops, just put a target on my back. It's been there for a long time, so don't worry. What else are we going to see? I don't know. It's crazy. You're going to see a lot of stuff. The most important thing, though, is that we look after ourselves. We look after our best interest, and our best interest is to draw closer to God, right? Regardless of whatever happens outside of our sphere of influence. We need to draw closer to God. We need to come to Christ, accept His offering on our behalf, and acknowledge Him, testify of Him, and encourage others to come to Him as well. And in doing that, we'll save ourselves and we'll help save others. And that's what we need to do in 2026. Anyway, just some thoughts while I'm musing on this bench.